All right, what movie are we going to talk about?
I don't know.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Ready? Listen. Listen up.
Oh, knocking.
Knocking.
Oh,
Yeah, knocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those like Polanski-esque Rosemary's Baby, Repulsion, girl in an apartment slowly losing her mind over the course of 78 minutes. I want to say it was a very short movie.
Yeah, it was.
But there's this girl who is let out of a mental institution and she's trying to start her life anew. If it wasn't for that damn knocking going on upstairs that's making her feel like she's hearing something, and she needs to tell people because she thinks that somebody is in danger, but nobody believes her.
They're like, crazy lady.
And that's really like the movie. The movie is she crazy or is this knocking something?
Yeah.
Right? It's that whole it's that whole unreliable narrator, and you're questioning throughout the film because you don't know what you're hearing or what you're seeing is reliable, right? I mean, that's what's going on throughout the film. You're like, am I seeing this through her eyes or through her ears, or am I not? And throughout the film, I honestly did not know.
No.
Up until the credits rolled, I was very much like, is this chick crazy or is she not? I know she's crazy,
But
is she like wrong on this?
Right. Yeah, no, I really like unreliable narrator point of views for movies and books, and so I thought this movie was okay. I was actually expecting to like it a lot more because this was one when we watched a trailer for it that I was like, ooh, that looks like it looked like a different movie for me from the trailer, unfortunately, so that's kind of a bummer because I had sort of an expectation,
yeah,
and it definitely played out in a different way, but not a bad way necessarily. It is a little slower for sure, but there's a couple of really cool scenes that I liked. Just the visuals I thought were neat. Yeah, I don't know. Overall, I thought it was okay. I remember though, towards like the little bit towards the end, I remember I was kind of getting drowsy since we were watching this when we were sick. But I don't think I missed a whole lot. I think I was just tired at that point.
Like every film that we've reviewed tonight, outside of one, I want to point out the one aspect that I think everyone's going to be here for, right? Like in Super Deep, it's the creature design, and in the My Heart Can't Beat Unless You Tell It to. You're going to be there for the pace. That might be your style. It wasn't our style. With this one, you're here for the performance. This is what's driving the film, and a film like this depends on a great performance. And I think that the woman gives a great performance. I think she does everything correctly. I think where this film isn't successful as much as it should have been in order to make this the film that we thought it might have been or could have been, is in its style. I think that this is kind of like what we were talking about with My Heart Can't Beat It Unless You Tell It to. I think I said that title right there. I don't know. Maybe not. I kind of...
The first time you said it really fast, like, My Heart Can't Beat It Unless She Tells You.
But yeah, I think it's her freak out moments that don't feel crazy enough.
Yeah.
There's something getting lost there okay. I will compare this to, you've never seen this, we're going to watch this at some point, but I think I've mentioned this to you before in other reviews, but it's one of my favorite things to bring up. Okay, so there's a movie called Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and in this scene he gets blinded, and it shows him being blinded, and his performance is like, I can't see. And I think he does a really good job of conveying that he can't see anything. But then we see through his vision and he can fucking see. It's just like blurry in the edges, but everything in the center is clear as day. And I'm like, the guy's right there. Like it's not hard to see that guy. So like the imagery doesn't match up with the performance.
Yeah, I
right?
agree.
And I feel like in this movie that's similar to what's happening. Like her freakouts about what's going on around her, while they are odd, what she's seeing, what we're seeing through her eyes, they're not enough to properly connect to the performance she's giving. So when she's freaking out, I'm not feeling it as much because the visual storytelling isn't lining up with the performance.
Yes, that's a very good way of putting it. I think that if there had been like more trippy imagery or just kind of like, where you don't know if she's hallucinating.
Like the whole fucking apartment that she's in should have been like falling apart at the seams. The walls should have been tearing apart. Right?
But I think that's also kind of the point is like if she's, having psychosis, for it to be more subtle, where it's like, we don't know, kind of how, I guess it's supposed to be whether or not she's crazy. But I think that you're right in that if there had been more
that's how it would have worked for us.
Yes, we would have liked it a lot more. But I think plenty of people will probably enjoy the way that it was shot as it is. And that's fine. The visuals that I like are the ones that I think are the creepiest.
Yeah.
And they're pretty subtle still. They're nothing like super in your face.
I mean, I get it. Like the whole idea that like in order for this to remain, is she not, is the subtlety. But you have to remember that this is being told through an unreliable narrator. Mm-hmm. So us as the audience is already knowing we have to suspend disbelief within her vision because we're not really trying to figure out whether or not she's crazy. We know she is. She's got a fucking, like an insane asylum. Like we know what we're seeing through her eyes is askew. So we can see it all trippy, fucked up. And still be like, yeah, okay, I know she's crazy, but is she also wrong? Right? Yeah. So you can show it as insane, that crazy shit's going on, but that us as an audience, as long as it's being conveyed correctly, can also be sitting there being like, yeah, but outside of her sick mind, is the knocking she's hearing coming from someone who's actually in danger? Mm-hmm. Right? So you're not going to lose that. You don't have to remain subtle for it to be like, well, it has to stay within the bounds of reality because then that continues to keep asking that question, is it real or not? No. Not the way they've set this up. So they can go above and beyond. They can go trippy. They can go unrealistic. And we can still be grounded as an audience knowing that our sanity is going to still remain and we're still going to be able to ask logical questions.
Yes.
While she's tripping. So that's where the film loses us. Performance is good. The visuals that are accompanying her performance don't line up as well as what we would like to see. I think where this film could have succeeded, because take a movie, perfect example, recent movie that came out this year as well, Saint Maud, right? Maud, that's subtle done correctly. Mm-hmm. That's her performance, and then she sees shit that you're like,
like what?
Did that fucking just happen?
Yes.
Is this happening? I don't know.
So unsettling.
And throughout the film, it is always that question of, is this in Saint Maud's head, or is it not? And that movie has a very definitive answer. I don't see how anybody could see any different. Whatever. That's for a different discussion, for a different day. Or me just mansplaining things to whoever. Not you. You are in agreement with me, as you should be. But really good performance. Very short movie. If you happen to, pass by it and you like one of those kind of like high caliber S.E. Davis Babadook, freaking Saint Maud, Mafia Clark, I think is her name, or I don't think it's on the level of like a Toni Collette in Hereditary or anything, but I could, I'd liken it to maybe, I know this is blasphemy for some people, but I don't really like this movie. But, Mia Farrow in Rosemary's Baby. You know, but anyway, it's fine. It's
fine.
it's good. It's good. It's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It's good, but it could be fantastic.
It could
This
be.
could have been top 5 of the year.
Oh, sure, yeah. Which is kind of what I was thinking it was going to end up being with, based on the trailer. The trailer made me think, whoa, like, shit's going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
Oh well.
it's okay.
Let us know if you watch it. Bye.